You feel it every time you go to the store, fill up your car, or check a rent listing. The cost of living is soaring. But why? The answer lies not with politicians or corporations you see on the news, but with a small group of unelected officials in a marble building in Washington, the Lords of Easy Money. Today we'll explain how it works, in plain English. No jargon. Just a clear story from confusion to understanding. And we'll show why prices feel like they're running away from you. To see what happened, we have to step inside the most powerful economic machine in America. Let's meet the wizard behind the curtain, the Federal Reserve. Imagine the economy as a car. The Federal Reserve's job is to control the speed by controlling the supply of gas, which is money. When the engine sputters, the Fed adds more gas. When it runs too hot, they ease off. After the 2008 crisis, they panicked. The car was stalling. So, they invented a new, powerful type of gas and flooded the engine with it. This was called quantitative easing, or QE. The Fed creates digital dollars and buys government bonds and mortgage-backed securities. That puts cash into big banks, lowering interest rates and making money easier to get. In theory, the car speeds up safely. In practice, something else happened. The new gas flowed where the pipes were widest. And that wasn't to you and me. It was into the financial system. Stocks, corporate bonds, real estate, the biggest, easiest pipes. That's QE in one sentence. Now let's see where it actually went. This easy money didn't go to you and me, it went to the financial system. The Fed created digital dollars out of thin air and used them to buy trillions in government debt and mortgages from big banks. This gave banks a massive ocean of cash to play with. Where did it go? Not to small business loans, but into assets. It supercharged the stock market, making the rich richer. It poured into real estate, bidding up the price of every home, making owners feel wealthy but locking out first-time buyers. On Main Street, credit stayed tight. Money trickled instead of flowed. Meanwhile, asset owners felt richer on paper. The gap widened. Rising prices fueled more borrowing, which fueled even higher prices. Companies borrowed cheaply to buy back stock, pushing shares higher still. Risk-taking surged, because money was so easy. Assets everywhere inflated. But buyers with normal incomes couldn't keep up. Rents climbed as investors snapped up properties. If you owned assets, it felt great. If you didn't, it felt like doors were closing. The pipeline favored Wall Street over Main Street. And eventually, the bill came due. You can only hold back a flood for so long. The water spilled over. And it hit everything. For over a decade, this felt great if you owned assets. But that ocean of money couldn't be contained forever. It started to leak out. All that wealth sloshing around increased demand for everything, from lumber to labor. Combined with supply chain issues, the result was inevitable. A tidal wave of inflation. The easy money for Wall Street became an invisible tax on Main Street. It eroded your savings and your paycheck. Everyday life got more expensive. When money floods the system, it eventually reaches prices you can't avoid. And to tame it, the Fed must do the opposite of easy money. But not everyone wanted the floodgates opened. One insider kept sounding the alarm. And he paid a price for it. Thomas Honig. This wasn't a surprise to everyone. Inside the Fed, one man, Thomas Honig, sounded the alarm. He was the Cassandra of the central bank. He argued that easy money was creating dangerous bubbles and would lead to exactly the inflation we see today. He was outvoted again and again. The Lords of Easy Money had decided the short-term fix was worth the long-term pain. History doesn't repeat perfectly, but it rhymes. And the cycle rolled on. Which brings us to today, and a Fed facing its own trap. What happens now? So now, the Fed is in a trap of its own making. To fight the inflation it helped create, it must slam the brakes hard, risking a recession. It's a painful cycle. The next time you hear about the Fed on the news, you'll know the real story. You'll understand that the most powerful economic force in your life is one you never see. If this helped, subscribe for more clear breakdowns of the forces shaping your wallet.